For ACUsports.com, I'm Grant Boone, talking some Wildcat football with the third week of spring ball now underway. We've got the head coach, Ken Collums, and we've got senior linebacker / safety, maybe we'll talk about that in a second, Lynn Grady. All right, Lynn from Killeen, you're going to graduate in May with your degree in criminal justice, and then you're going to be a grad student this fall. One more season of football, in part because of an injury suffered back in 2012. It seems like you've been here a long time. As you look at what these guys are going through, especially the young guys, maybe in their first spring practice, what are you seeing from the youngsters?
I'm really seeing that they're being competitive. Coach Doolin and Coach Collins really emphasized that we need to compete. And Coach Ribb even made that our little slogan now. Before meetings, we come in, he says special teams, and we say compete. So he's really made that a big deal. Is we need to learn how to compete because these teams we're about to play, they're going to have competitors as well. So,
Coach Mark Roboto, the special teams and linebackers coach, when you think about this defense this season, it's a little bit of a reversal from the previous year. Last year in spring ball, we were thinking, who in the world is going to throw it? Who's going to catch it? Who's going to run it? It was almost a brand-new offense. Now this year, a lot of the veteran defenders are gone. Guys like Angel Lopez, Justin Stewart, Nick Richardson, Damon Williams. How much of a leadership role do you feel as one of the veteran guys on the defensive side?
Oh, well, I'm just trying to do what I'm supposed to do. I just line up just like everybody else, and I'm one of 11. So, and it takes a team effort to, win games. So, of course, I try to do my job, and the guy behind me, I try to show him how it's done, and I really just try to be vocal if I need to. Other than that, I'm just trying to lead by example.
There is something different about the ACU program compared to other programs where there might be a spirit of combat among guys at the same position. I know at ACU you're expected to not be in an adversarial relationship with the guy underneath you, the twos and threes at your position. You're expected to raise those guys up and make them better. Expound on that a little bit.
Well, me and Gates, he's cool. He's my friend. We hang out outside of school, and Tarver's he's friends with Miles.
Miles Salisbury.
With Miles, he's cool with Miles, and Sam and Denmark and Burford are good friends. So we just try to be a family. Because if I go down, Gates has to be ready to step up. And that's the same with any other position. The D linemen, they all like each other, they're all friends. So we just know if we know how to do our job, then it doesn't matter who's playing. We're just going to try to win the game. So
I talked about the slash. You started out here as a true freshman, played linebacker. You moved to safety in 2012, got hurt second game of the season, missed the rest of the year. Came back in 2013, you played safety. You'll do both, I know, but both players both positions, aren't they impact positions?
Yes, definitely. Our safeties here, you have to be quite a player because pretty much our defensive scheme is to funnel everything to the safeties. If it's a run play, we bounce it out to the outside, and the safety has to make the tackle a lot of times one-on-one. And a lot of times the Sam has one-on-one coverage. I'm in a lot of man coverage. So the Sam and the safeties here have to be very good football players.
All right. Third season in Division I coming up, but last year was the first full year in the Southland Conference where you got to see most of the league, not every team, but most of them. When you look back at the 2014 season and you stared across the line of scrimmage at the offenses around the Southland Conference, how did you feel like your defense stacked up against them? And I know some were better than others, but in general, did you feel like this is doable? This is something that we can handle, even though we've moved up from Division II to Division I?
Honestly, I felt like our starting 11 could have competed with anybody's starting 11. One thing about the teams that were already established in the Southland is they had, more depth maybe in different positions. But other than that, our starting 11, every time we're out there, I was very confident that we could stop this team and help our offense get back on the field.
Well, let's talk to your coach here. Coach, when you talk about your program, it's way more than about wins and losses. It's about the whole man. You're talking about off the field. You're talking about in the classroom. And I look at this guy over here, and I think about battling through the adversity of essentially a lost season in 2012. He seems like the total package. How much do you rely on him?
Oh, no doubt. Lynn Grady, when you're around him, when you talk to him, you just see the maturity. And I've seen him grow up. I've seen him grow as a person, seen him grow physically and spiritually. And when you talk about just leadership, what his response, it just oozes with true leadership, which is, you know what? I'm one of 11, and I'm just going to do my job. Well, that's the number one thing in leadership is You show up every day and you do your job, and people are going to follow. People with his personality and the way he communicates, he's a dynamic guy. When he walks in the room, I mean, he is a true leader, and I'm proud of him, and I'm glad we're together. I'm glad we've been together, and because he can go out there, and the bottom line, he can go out there and make plays, and that's what you want. He's smart enough to be able to handle a couple of positions, which is critical. And we'll probably need him to do that.
Criminal justice, he'll get the bad guys' attention too one day, won't he?
That's right. He is the bad guy right now. Just ask some of those offensive guys.
Okay. Let's talk a little bit about the other side of the ball. Because of some surgery, you're not getting anything from Cade Munden. You've left him out on purpose. He's going to be rehabbing. But you've got some veteran guys, and it is a bit of a reversal from last year where you were installing essentially a brand-new starting unit at the skill positions. Give us just a sense through 6 practices so far of what you've seen from the offense.
Well, we're throwing and catching well, and running the ball sometimes it comes a little bit slower because of we've got some pretty good D linemen, and they're making it hard. They're doing a great job of making it tough on some young offensive linemen that are going to grow up, that are growing up, that we're going to have to count on. But Parker McKenzie's throwing the ball well. Dallas Seeley throwing the ball well. Cody Ennis is doing well. So we're in a good spot. Our guys are catching the ball. We've still got to get a little bit better at throwing and catching the deep ball. That's one thing we've struggled with around here, but we're getting better at it. So things are good.
Yeah, you're 40% of the way, if my math is right, through your 15 spring practice. Every practice is precious, isn't it?
Oh, it's like gold. And that's the reason you don't start practices in bad weather, because you only get 15 and there are no do-overs. So we're taking advantage of it. Our guys are practicing hard. They're learning more and more how to practice as hot competitors, but take care of each other and to be teammates also. And when our guys walk out on the practice field, they know, all right, I got to take pride in the intricacies of my position and get better and compete and be physical and practice hard. But all the while, I got to take care of my teammates too. So there's a fine line there, and our guys do a good job of it.
Last thing, you did bring in a couple of guys. You got a great signing class in February, but a couple of the guys you brought in at semester who are getting to go through spring ball with you. How have those guys look?
Yeah, Junior Ollie is a D lineman that's going to be able to play inside. He's going to be able to play outside. Really explosive, and what we're finding out is we're pleasantly surprised that he's very instinctive. I mean, we can't even run screens on the guy right now. I mean, he wherever the ball is, that's where he goes.
The linebackers love that, by the way.
Oh, and there's no doubt. DeJuan Edmondson,
yeah,
he's doing really well. He's what we thought, which is a solid guy who's going to be able to play consistently. Whether he's a starter or whether he's a backup, I don't know. He's doing really good right now. And then we've got a rookie that should be in his last year of high school right now, Trice Prince from Ada, Oklahoma, and he's a rookie, so he's
what a benefit though to go through spring ball.
That's right. So we haven't seen close to his best yet. He's still trying to learn and hold on to things, just like Lynn did his very first semester here. It's a tough transition, but he's smart. Really sharp guy, got a great heart. So those new guys that we brought in, we're very pleased, and we'll add 1 or 2 guys from here to August.
All right. Well, spring ball continues. A practice on Wednesday, some more practices over the weekend, and we'll continue to cover spring ball here on ACUsports.com. For Coach Ken Collums and for linebacker Lynn Grady, I'm Grant Boone.